Chair squeaking. Hello. You are first, Audie. Not the moon raid. Yeah, Dawn, good morning. Golly gee. Hi, Yami. Hi, Dragon's Cal. Hello, everybody over there on YouTube as well. Are we great yet? Swarovski, don't look. Two parallel lines. Everything's alright when she calls me back. She calls me back. Kayla. Living life in your boots. I was too afraid of living life in your footsteps. Living life in your footsteps. Calls me back. She calls me. Good morning, good afternoon to those of you on the East Coast. I appreciate you guys being here today, despite the fact that we might be genociding people, but we will get into that in a minute. No, hold on, why is that? I hate when it does that. The Big Shakuna, no, that's actually his old album, but I do have like songs from his new album. I'm so excited. I love it. Ugh. He just like feeds my soul in way of his music, you know? Just it's great. But as we get started today, make sure we're doing all of the good things. Tap that screen, share the live out, do your daily heart me if you have not done so. I would appreciate it. I see we're getting the roses going. I know you guys got the heart puffs already, so you guys are rocking out on the little gifts. Don't forget that I think I have one thing left in my gift gallery. If we could get that accomplished, that would be fucking awesome. It really does help us creators to move up and get us pushed out. I appreciate you guys so much for that. I have my 100 goal that I have every single day. This is my job. This is how I keep the lights on. This is how I save money for a car. So if you guys could help with that in any way, I would appreciate it. That even just $1, $2 helps. Those links are in my bio, Cash App, PayPal, and Venmo. You guys can help out. Also, I am multi-streaming. So if you guys would like to watch me on Twitch or YouTube, I am also over there where you can subscribe, follow or subscribe, and you can subscribe and have memberships over there. Don't forget there are fun things like super chats and things like that over there as well that you guys can do. But thank you. How's everybody? How's everybody doing? It's a rough one the last couple days, I think. A little bit.
And no.
Wow. But we will getting started. Eric, how are you today?
Oh!
Good job. I'm very proud of you for that. I'm proud of you for getting it out, sweetie. Good job, sweetheart. Don't hold it in. That's bad, right? Our therapist teaches us that that's bad. We got to release it. So very, very proud of you.
I feel like he needs to also see, who's the butt doctor?
The butt doctor?
Is there not a butt doctor?
I mean, I'm sure there is, but what, do they have a name?
What's the butt doctor? I'm going to look that up.
I don't know. I don't know what that means.
Proctologist?
Oh, yeah, probably.
Yeah, he needs to go see a butt doctor. My husband is crazy, Linetti.
Okay, let me get all these notifications off my phone.
Well, I mean, I think that's all. I mean, that is also, I think, everyone's mood at this moment. So.
Yeah, no. You were passing a kidney stone. Oh, I'm sorry. Those are painful. Also, happy Titties Out Tuesday, guys.
Oh, yeah.
I did remember today. I did. I got the girls out. Olive's got the girls out. So we're good to get started.
Oh, I need to turn on the heat.
Yeah, I'm cold. I've got my, half hoodie on. All right, let's get started. Let's start with the good things, right? Just kidding. I'm just kidding. All right. Here, let me put that away over here. Because you guys can still see it. You're fine. A whole civilization will die tonight, never to be brought back again. I don't want that to happen, but it probably will. However, now that we have complete and total regime change where different, smarter, and less radicalized minds prevail, maybe something revolutionarily wonderful can happen. Who knows? We will find out tonight one of the most important moments in the long and complex history of the world. 47 years of extortion, corruption, and death will finally end. God bless the great people of Iran. Actually, let me put it back. So we're just threatening and cheering on genocide now. If you are destroying the entire civilization, that is the entirety of the people. Now, you're going to listen to Mike Lawler in a little bit, try to cope with this. You're going to listen to Fox News, specifically their panel in the morning, and then Jesse Waters cope with this to do what you guys always do, which is to translate for Trump, to try to add context that's not there, and pretzel yourselves in your delusional, again, you guys have TDS, your delusional state of supporting this crazy man. Absolutely insane man. Hi, Ashby. This is promoting genocide. I don't know what else there is to say about it. Soroski, I have a clip. I have a clip from Alex Jones if we get to it later, actually. And it's been a little bit of time since he truthed that, so maybe he's thought about it. Maybe he's come to a more rational way of being. So he spoke to Brett Baer. Let's see if we got anywhere good with that.
But I just got off the phone with the president, and he called, and I said, listen, if you were to put odds on it, what were the odds that this is going to end up being a negotiated deal? He said he wasn't going to put odds on it, but he said 8 p.m. is happening. That's what he said. He said, it is, if we get to that point, there is going to be an attack like they have not seen. Now, he's sticking to that at this point. Now, he said if negotiations move forward today and there is something concrete, that could change. But at this hour, he didn't want to put odds on it, but he said it is moving forward with the plans that we have. That's a huge deal. And obviously, we all think that it's a thing that he's putting out there to say, don't do this. He says he doesn't want to do it, but he is, at this hour, sticking to it and saying it might be likely if they don't come to the table.
If you don't want to, then just don't. You can make the choice not to. Mr. Goodsense, you said it took Hiroshima to end World War II. Nope. You should probably go back to history and to the scholars in history who knew that the Japan saw the writing on the wall. That was over. The reason that we dropped bombs was the threat of Stalin. We wanted to make a point and scare Stalin at that point.
Japan was just the unfortunate victim of that story.
They were an exhibition as a warning to Russia. That's all that was.
And everyone
the war was over.
like to anyone who's saying, well, he's going to change his mind, I don't think he's going to talk out. I personally think this is going to be the downfall for the next 20 years.
Well, that's already the case with what they've done already. This is going to take decades to build back up. What's even worse is this idea that, maybe Trump will make a deal. Now, I would love for them to make whatever fucking deal. I don't care. Trump can take the goddamn bullshit win you guys want to give him. I don't care at this point. I would rather see that than see what we're going to end up probably seeing. And to make matters worse on that, Iran, which I agree with them. Why would you, right? We've talked about this. I showed you the clip where Levitt held the press conference saying that the leadership that we were originally doing negotiations with, because they lied to Trump and because they strung us along, is the reason why they are dead now. So apparently we don't know how to be diplomatic. We don't know how to negotiate. And if you lie to us, apparently that is just justification for you to be taken out, which is wild. So Iran, after this threat specifically, have come out and said, guess what? We're just not going to fucking talk to you anymore. They have cut off diplomacy.
We're just getting this right now. We were reporting 2 hours ago that they're indefinitely talking. Absolutely was the comment I got. Wall Street Journal is reporting right now that Iran has cut off the diplomacy with the United States. It's just one line. I don't have much more detail about that at all, but that's just crossing the wires right now.
So, I mean, publicly they've done that throughout, and still we've had conversations with people inside the administration that say, here's what's happening. Here's the communication. Here's what's going on. So, what's the public Iran and the private Iran? Don't know. I do know there's a deadline, and I have a feeling that it's going to be met.
Mm-hmm. My source, we're absolutely in touch with Iran. We are absolutely. It's been productive. That was 2 hours ago. Maybe it's the same. Maybe not. So we're just
probably not, because this president doesn't know how to negotiate. Art of the deal, my ass. So Berman on CNN asks Mike Lawler about this. He asked Representative Mike Lawler, he is in the Foreign Affairs Committee, about the truth that the president did, what he said, because what that is war crimes. It is fucking war crimes. There's no way to justify hitting civilian infrastructure, hitting bridges, hitting power plants. There is no way to fucking justify that. You are just a monster. And if you want to admit that, that's fine. Just admit that to yourself that is who you are. So he is going to talk to Mike Lawler about that, and Mike Lawler is going to try to skirt around and pretzel the same way y'all do about it.
Okay, the new threat from the president is that a whole civilization will die tonight, never to be brought back again. You say the president doesn't want to.
Real quick, Jake Stormzy said, who cares? Are you Iranian? No, I'm not Iranian, but I'm a human. I'm a human being who cares about other human beings. I'm a mother who cares about other mothers. I don't know what is wrong with y'all. This administration themselves were the ones who said that we are liberating these people. Donald Trump said yesterday that the Iranian people, with no proof, that the Iranian people want to hear bombs because it means their liberation. Now he's talking about completely destroying them, and you're okay with that. We have way too many humans. Well, you can take care of that yourself. Why don't you?
Do it. Does being reluctant to end a civilization make it okay?
Again, I don't think we're talking about ending a civilization. The issue. So
you don't believe? You don't believe? Are you saying you don't believe?
Except that's what he said, Mike. This is what always happens. We're going to either add context or remove context, and we're just going to skirt around the fact that the president of the United States said that. That's what he said. Who is we? Yeah, we might not think that. The president does. And he's got a bunch of fucking loyal toadies who are willing to do that for him.
Congressman, do you say you don't believe the president's threat? Do you say you don't believe the president's threat?
Infrastructure. It is their energy infrastructure and their civilian infrastructure, including roads and bridges. That will cripple the Iranian regime and certainly their economy. That is not something we want to do because, as Ron Johnson said rightly, we are not at war with the Iranian people. We want them to be free from this oppression. And
so then don't make it so that they die. Hitting power plants, we talked about this with Cuba, apparently we got to talk about it again. Hitting power plants leads to people dying. Leads to babies dying. I don't want to hear an abortion argument from a Trump supporter ever the fuck again. Ever the fuck again. There are babies who are on life support in these hospitals. You take out the power plants, those babies will die. Those people will die. You do not care about humans. Stop pretending that you do.
Well, we already know they don't. They're not going to sit and talk about
I know they don't. I want them to realize they don't and just admit it at this point. We know.
Tyranny that they have lived under for 47 years. But if the president has to take necessary action to strike their energy and infrastructure, that is going to cripple the regime. That is what he is talking about.
You don't believe a threat. You don't take him at his word that he will end a whole civilization.
He is talking about the energy and civilian infrastructure. That's what he's talking about, John.
Is he? Have you had a conversation with him about that? He says, never to be brought back again. He just means the bridges and the infrastructure?
Again, John, we're talking about taking decisive action against Iran's energy and civilian infrastructure. That is what the president is talking about.
That harms civilians. It's in the name.
He's not talking about obliterating innocent people.
Well, we're going to have an issue with that, which I'll skip to that, and then we'll come back to Mike Lawler, because that's not true. Where is that? Hold on. Let me find it. Might be up here. Yep. Here it is. We're not obliterating people. Are we not? Because the Iranians are forming... I'm going to turn because it's just music. They're forming human chains on the bridges and around the power plants. So are we not? Are we just going after the civilian infrastructure, which in and of itself, by the way, the civilian infrastructure, if you hit it, is also still a war crime? You're going to hit the people? Kabario, you said that the regime could always surrender. We took out the regime. I thought we had way more less threatening people who were willing to negotiate. I thought that's what we had. That's what Donald Trump told us that we had, right? And why should they surrender when we attacked them? We attacked them. We could just fucking leave and stop. Maybe. Your guys' fucking American rugged individualism, imperialism is going to keep getting people killed. Here's another one. I'm going to mute this one as well when I play it, but I guess you can listen to him. You're going to have to read the subtitles,
علیرضا
though.
رحیمی دبیر شورای عالی جوانان و نوجوانان کشور در پی پیشنهاد جوانان خلاق و فعالان گروه‌های مردمی از جوانان و چهره‌های فرهنگی، هنری و ورزشی دعوت کرد برای تشکیل زنجیره انسانی در اطراف نیروگاه‌های
Why do
برق
you hate
کشور در
Iran,
ساعت
Kiba?
14 حضور پیدا کنند.
The regime, sure. Why do you hate the country and its people?
جوانان، ورزشکاران، هنرمندان، بچهای دانشجو و دانشگاهی و اساتیدمون دعوت میکنم فردا سه‌شنبه ساعت 2 ظهر دور نیروگاه‌هایی که داشته و سرمایه ملی ما هستند بدون توجه به هر سلیقه و دیدگاه سیاسی مال آینده ایران و مال جوانان ایرانی هستند.
Sure, Kiba.
فردا در اطراف
Kiba, the regime did, not the people. So why are we going after the people? So let me highlight that. W's to Chicky for the $2 train. Oh, let me get it. All aboard the choo-choo train. Choo-choo. Thank you so much, Chicky, for the $2 train. I appreciate you guys. Make sure we are working on that goal here today. Again, that is how I pay my bills, so I would appreciate it if you guys could help me out with that. So much. Bring that back up. Okay. That's going up again. I was like, I took it off the screen, and then it just starts. That's when it starts going up again. Let's move over here, and then we'll go back to Mike Lawler. Here. Because he's going to say to Berman, that's not what the fuck I wanted. Where the fuck is it? I have to go to my actual fucking Twitter and find it. No. I fucked it up. Hold on. I'm going to go back. It should be right here. There's the link that I want. Thank you. And he says, you're parsing here. And it's like, no, I'm not parsing. I'm just quoting the president. Again, you guys try to add context or subtract context to the things that Donald Trump says, that he actually says.
Okay, do you think Congress should have a vote if the United States is going to make a whole civilization die?
We only have two options, Johnny J. That's interesting. Let's talk about it. Hi, Johnny. How are you today?
I'm good. I'd like to talk about this because at this point we only
Sure.
have, unfortunately.
Hold on one second. Can I get your age and the state you voted in?
Yeah, California, and I'm 33.
And you voted for Trump?
Yes, I did.
Okay, go ahead.
So at this moment in time, unfortunately, there's only two options. So the first option is we allow the IRGC to continue to unalive Iranians by the thousands and continue to oppress their people.
Okay.
Or we go in and we finish them off today and we wipe them out.
And that including these people we're supposedly trying to save?
It's either we're going to lose a couple thousand today, or all those people are going to be oppressed and losing their lives for continuous years to come.
His threat was to destroy an entire civilization. I don't think that's just a couple thousand.
Yeah, he's talking about the IRGC, so probably about a million
how do you
people.
know that he's talking about the IRGC specifically in that truth? How do you know that?
Because he's referring to the IRGC.
Oh, where does it say that?
Which is about a million.
Where does it say that?
A million people, correct?
Where does it say that in the truth that he's talking about the IRGC?
A whole civilization will die tonight. That's exactly what he said.
Oh, where does that say IRGC? Where are you getting that from?
So
are you adding context?
Yes, I am adding context.
Okay. So let's not do that then, because that's not what the fuck he said.
That is what he said, though.
That's not. Unless IRGC is in there, no. And a civilization, what is the definition of a civilization? Let's go through that.
A group of people.
A group of people is the definition.
AKA the group of people, AKA the Islamic IRGC.
You're adding to things he didn't say, and that's not what the definition of a civilization is.
Look what he said at the bottom.
That's not what the definition of a civilization is. The stage of human social and cultural development and organization that is considered most advanced. That is the entirety of the Iranian people.
It's not the entirety of the Iranian people.
The IRGC is the civilization of Iran?
It's a separate group. It has nothing to do with Iran. They aren't Persian. They have a separate flag. They don't even have the Persian flag.
Sure.
That's why you said the great.
There are issues between the regime and the people. We know that. How is bombing civilian infrastructure going after the IRGC?
It's the only way to shut the whole IRGC down.
To harm the people.
You're going to unfortunately, we're going to have to. It's either
no, we don't have to. We could just leave. We could just leave. We don't have to be there. We could just leave.
Or what?
We could just leave. We did not need to be there.
You don't care about the people of Iran, is what you're telling me.
I care about them more than you do.
No, you don't care.
Absolutely, the fuck I do. Because I wouldn't bomb them.
You don't care. You want them to be oppressed by Islam. You don't give a fuck.
You can clutch your pearls, sweetheart.
You want Sharia.
You can clutch your pearls, sweetheart. I want Sharia. What's Sharia? What is it?
Just like you support Mamdani.
What is it? Oh, Mamdani. Oh.
You want parasitic cancers to fucking rule the world.
Crash out, bitch. Crash out, bitch. You are not going to sit here and try to sell me, okay, that we are saving the people. That we are saving the people by bombing their infrastructure. You are not going to convince me. You are not going to. Sure. You're not going to. Sure. You're not going to convince me that we are saving the people by bombing the people. That's not something that you can sell.
They're saying otherwise.
Who's saying otherwise?
Goldie Armani and all of them are saying otherwise. The people of Iran are saying otherwise. They're saying, please bomb us. They are saying, please bomb us to liberate us.
No, they're not. Then why are they forming human chains outside of the civilian infrastructure that he's planning on bombing?
Go to Instagram right now.
No. I'm asking you a question.
Goldie Armani.
I'm asking you a question. Sure, one person said some shit. Why are the Iranian people? I am asking you a question. I'm asking you a question. Why are the Iranian people forming human chains outside of the bridges and the power plants then?
Have you seen those?
What? Yes, I just showed them.
Those aren't fucking Persians. Those are fucking IRGC. Look at the flag they're waving.
The people of the people?
Those are not the fucking people. Those are Islamists. Look at the fucking flag they are waving. Those are not fucking Persians. Those are not children of Cyprus.
So you don't care about their religion at all. So you don't care about their religion. They're parasites is wild. Do you guys hear that?
Those aren't fucking people.
Those are women. Parasites. Those are women standing there.
Those are fucking Islam parasites that aren't Iranian.
Again,
it doesn't matter. He's just gonna. I'm gonna let him crash out all of because he's just a fucking Islamophobe.
From the Muslim world.
He's just an Islamophobe and he's losing his mind about it. It's fine.
They were brought from the Muslim world to live in Iran. They are not Persia. They are not children of Cyprus. Don't give me that fucking bullshit. They aren't children of Cyprus.
They are people. They are people.
They are Muslims from fucking Muslim countries.
What does it matter what their religion is? What does it matter?
They're not Muslim. They're not Persian.
What does it matter what their religion is?
It matters what they are. They're not fucking Persian, so why are they in Iran? They aren't fucking children of Cyprus. They aren't
Why
fucking
does
Persian.
it matter?
So they need to get the fuck out of the country.
This is where they live. This is where they were born.
They can get blown up on the bridge if they stand there with their fake fucking Allah Akbar flag.
So don't tell me you're saving people. You don't care about humans.
We
are. Once these Allah Akbars get blown off the fucking bridge and the IRGC is disseminated, then guess what? The people of Iran can stand up and won't be oppressed by fucking Islam anymore. And then we can do the same in the West, and we can get rid of Islam in the West because Trump banning fucking all Muslims in the West. Fuck Islam.
Are you a Christian white nationalist?
No, I'm not Christian. Fuck.
You are. W to Jason for the $10 for boot the Nazi loser. You've got it, Jason. As soon as he started saying Islamist, he doesn't give a fuck about anything. He just cares about getting rid of human beings. That's what he cares about.
I bet he loves abortion.
Shoot. I gotta do the... Speaking of, Jason, you gave me the 10, but speaking of Nazis, we don't do that number. So that's the thing.
That's good. I mean, it worked.
So W's, Jason.
This is your friendly reminder that it does not matter the religion of someone, right? I want to know how they would feel if roles were reversed. You know what I mean?
Right. It's wild. Fix chat. What happened to chat?
Fix the number.
What do you mean? Oh, fix it. Oh, she said fix itch. I meant the it. I was like, what are we talking about? My goodness. Nope, you're not loading.
I think that's a friendly.
You guys ready for this one?
No.
You're not. Hi, Tyga. How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing well. Can I get your age and what state you voted in?
I'm
27, Ohio.
Okay, why are you still supporting Trump?
Because he looks out for oppressed people around the world.
Oh, he does that by bombing them?
Yeah, they're literally asking for it. That's the only way they're going to get free.
They're not asking for it. Can you show me an example of the Iranian people asking for the bombs to keep flowing, to keep dropping?
Did you see the celebrations in the streets?
Where?
You must not have seen those. Los Angeles. Tehran.
People here? That's silly.
Yeah, because they had to leave because they were going to get unalived.
So you're okay with immigrants now? Sure.
Yeah, if they actually have an asylum claim, like a real one, not a lie because, Carlos.
Sure, that's a wild pivot.
Yeah.
How are we saving people by bombing? How are we saving people by bombing their civilian infrastructure?
Sure. So here's what happens. When a government doesn't allow their people to vote them out, the only way to get rid of said government is lethal force.
Sure, by the people within that country, not by us, right?
Really? So how did Schmittler get unalived? Did the Germans rise up against him?
As far as we know, he actually unalived himself, so that would be the thing that happened. W Chicky for the W Sarah for the $10 for Bye Tyga. You fuck off, you white nationalist. And thank you, Chicky, for the $3 for the Nazi cleaning services. Yeah, because you kind of have to disinfect the seat that they were just in. Dawn, give me 1 second. I'll bring you up, friend. And Jason, thank you for the $1 for fixed it. We've now fixed it beyond. I appreciate you. I'll let Dawn come up and give context and speak because Dawn is our friend and he's super smart, smarter than me. Hi, Dawn.
No. I know different stuff than you.
That's fair. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. How are you?
I'm smarter than the last two dipshits who showed up.
That's fucking true.
But I'm sorry. Enough about them. Good morning, both of you. Good morning, my friends.
Hello.
And I want to go ahead and clear something up for someone. When it comes to Germany, there were at least 44 assassination attempts by Germans on Schmittler. So when we're talking about self-determination of nations, you have to allow those nations to determine the course of their own countries. We did not remove the Emperor of Japan after the war. In fact, we didn't really remove too many schmatzis from anything. We brought them to the United States, Argentina, Brazil, Mexico, into the Caribbean, into South Africa. So if you ever want to think about Peter Thiel's his growing up in South Africa and why he thinks the way he does, he grew up in a schmatzi community in South Africa. Yeah, but all these folks that want to talk, I have at least one student who has talked to me about being from Iran, and all these people talking about, oh man, they're so happy, they're so happy, they're so happy. They're the same as Miami Cubans, who I fucking hate.
Oh my God.
Yes. Of my soul. Because people do not cheer for themselves to be bombed. People cheer for other people they don't see as being their people to be bombed. So whenever someone wants to come in here and talk about, oh man, this is going to free them, this is going to free them, you're a fucking idiot.
It's almost like white supremacy strikes again.
And that's the thing, like the Johnny Jackass and Tyga tiptoe bullshit, motherfucker. I'm really angry right now, and I'm gonna vent because those folks need to realize I'm the type of person that is the one who would stop something like that from happening. In the military, you have a certain amount of things you can do, and you would have somebody like me who's an XO or a CO that would stop shit from happening. It is sad that we have people in the military now that don't understand that they don't have to follow an unlawful order or violate someone's human rights or commit war crimes.
Right.
We've been over this so many fucking times. I'm so goddamn angry about it. The My Lai massacre. I got to talk about that shit next week, and I'm going to fucking lose my mind while I'm talking about it.
I can't believe we have to go over this shit again.
And not only that, Operation Ajax in 1953 overthrew the duly elected leadership, politically elected. There were no issues with Mossadegh's election. The issue was that he wanted to nationalize the oil, which was going to cut off access to the British petroleum companies. So the United States, having to deal with this shit for a while, they're like, well, fuck it, we'll do it. They overthrow Mossadegh in 53, installed the Shah, who has no fucking connection to Iran other than being installed there and having some heritage there. He was educated outside of Iran. He was a puppet for the United States. So whether you agree with the Iranians overthrowing him or not, that is a moot point. That is their fucking decision.
Right.
Because they overthrew that government. They installed their own government, their Revolutionary Guard. Agree with it or disagree with it, that's a different issue. But that was their decision to make. And anyone, as far as the population that's there, you have opposition parties, you have opposition there. Yeah, they're clamped down upon, but people are doing things. And when people start talking about, oh, well, they need to be freed. They need to be freed. Motherfucker, where are we living?
Yep. That's the whole thing.
Where the fuck are we living? Oh, these people were protesting in the streets against their government. Motherfucker, were you not paying attention last week when you weren't making memes and talking about, oh man, no kings. We don't have kings in America since 1776. And don't fucking know anything other than 1776 and some Yankee Doodle dandy bullshit that they pull out of their ass. That's all they fucking know.
Yeah, what moral compass do we have? What moral authority do we fucking have?
Don,
None.
whenever I've brought up Operation Ajax, they think I made it up, that I'm the one that did it.
And here's the thing. My area of expertise as a master's student in history was Cold War. So when you talk about, I knew the fucking plots, and of course being autistic doesn't hurt. I knew the plot of every fucking coup that took place. I could tell you about how many troops Pinochet had positioned on September 11, 1973, when the United States under Operation Condor overthrew the duly elected Salvador Allende because, oh my God, he wanted to nationalize some of the industries in the country. Yep. So we installed a murderous dictator into that country who was in charge for well over 25 years. And then outside of office after that, but he still had power and he was still calling some shots. But we're fucking worried about a Persian nation that has been around for thousands of years, has a government that somebody in our government doesn't like. You kill the leader, his son replaces him. You say it's regime change at first. The son gets elected by the new group. Then it's not about regime change. It's about societal change and creating civilization and helping people and all these other nonsensical things that the United States has never done. We have never spread good. I wish we did. And that's the thing that makes me angry. I grew up believing all this shit. And it makes me angry to see that, because again, MAGA only understands tax dollars. I would much rather have my tax dollars going to infrastructure, schools, so their dumbasses could learn how to fucking read a book.
Damn.
So schools, more libraries, so they can get more than one fucking book that they misread every goddamn day. So
like Ukraine is the one treaty we've decided we're going to uphold as a nation who breaks their treaties, and Donald Trump's trying to get us out of that.
Well, I mean, it would track with the U.S.'s history because we don't honor treaties. And for those of you who don't know, we have an entire display at the American Indian Museum in D.C. that is just called the Bad Paper Room.
Yep.
Because it is just every document that an indigenous nation has signed with the U.S. government that the U.S. government went back on. And the room is not a small room. It's not a small room. And the sad thing is, people like me are under the microscope by certain 5-letter organizations who get upset when Drewski makes fun of, whoever takes over it now. They're sending out new lists of questions to try and trip up professors with. But they don't realize our prefrontal cortex has been developed and we have to deal with this shit all the time, to where the only time you're going to get us is if we want you to get us. And as soon as my name goes on that list, buddy, I'm suing everybody and their mother. There's going to be a certain child that is not going to have any money coming in anymore. Because anyway, that gets into another thing. But yeah, all these idiots, and I'm going to get off, but all these idiots that come on here and want to argue with you, because I miss y'all because my schedule. But
I know,
all these
you've been gone.
who come on here just confidently stupid and loud, don't know anything. Like you have a fucking computer in your hand. I hate the data centers, but make use of the fucking data centers and go ahead and look up information. Like, stop doing ChatGPT to answer your fucking questions. Go read a book, go find somebody who is an expert in their field, and stop believing a fucking orange, syphilitic, addle-brained, stupid son of a bitch who should have been ended a long time ago by the use of a fucking condom by his father.
True.
Or spat out by his mother. I don't give a shit anymore about talking about him. No. He is a piece of shit. He is a horrible human being. There is no redeeming him or his children. And those of you, I'm going to go for the libs for a second. I apologize.
Get him.
For all the liberals who are running around saying Barron should sign up, his kids should sign up. Do you think he gives a fuck about his own kids? He doesn't give a fuck about his own kids.
He doesn't fucking care.
He doesn't care about their mother enough to go mow her. Like,
that's true.
So
that
anyway,
bitch is a golf course.
Yeah.
So
I love all of you, and this
love
is the
you.
one moment I get to vent because shit on college campuses is crazy, and we got like these weird religious preachers on campus right now, and
ew. Hate that for you.
Anyway, love y'all. I'm gonna hang out while I finish grading since I got that vent out, so now I can actually grade fairly for my students.
Love you, Don. Thanks for going off. I love that.
Love y'all. Bye.
Miss you.
Sometimes you need to get it out, right? Like we as content creators, we're still looking to have conversations. I'm not going to lie. I'm looking to have conversations. But in the back of my head is always my litmus tests of what happened in 2020 and 2021 and the essay of E. Jean Carroll. That's always in my head. Now, we would get nowhere. I would have no conversations if I got to that point with these people, but maybe that's just where it is. Maybe that's just where it is. You are terrible, awful fucking people. You don't care about other humans. You just are about vibes, and you just want to glaze his taint, and that's pretty much it. That's all. That's it. That's all. Josh, how are you?
Good. Your solution is to just leave Iran.
Well, we shouldn't have been there in the first place. That would have been nice. But since we can't go back in time and change that dumbass decision, then yeah, we should leave.
So the people just continue to be oppressed. That's your solution?
We could help fund the people to rebel against their own nation. We don't have to bomb them. What's your age, though? Thank you, Kayla.
34. So how could we do that when the IRGC has billions and billions of dollars?
How are we helping them by allowing them to sell their oil for $14 billion?
Well, unfortunately, their oil gets leaked all throughout the world.
So now here's the pretzel and the justification and the explanation. No, this was
People
a green light.
Gonna buy their
this
oil.
was a green light that we gave to them for them to sell that oil.
How did we give them a green light?
We removed the sanctions on them. Okay.
When was that done?
Literally, what was it, last week or the week before? Because they asked Scott Bessent. I don't know why we're talking to Scott Bessent about it, but they asked Scott Bessent about it over and over, including lifting the sanctions on Russian oil so that Russia.
Yeah, we removed the sanctions on Russian oil because of what happened in Iran. Yeah. What's wrong with that?
And then we also, Because now we're also funding Russia going after Ukraine.
Russia's not the enemy.
Okay. Russian simp. Gotcha.
I'm not a Russian simp. They're
You
just
are.
clearly not the enemy.
How are they not the enemy when they are invading a sovereign nation?
Because they kicked out the the Rothschilds out of their country.
Oh, do you know who the Bilderberg Group is?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, fuck off, Josh. Goddamn anti-Semites! All the fucking Nazis are out. Just be prepared. Because you know who loves war and death more than anybody?
Nazis.
Fucking Nazis. Let's get back to Mike Lawler. I'll go back a little bit and we'll get back to Mike Lawler.
We went off course.
Maybe. Jesus Christ. Guys, we might get back to Mike Lawler because I'm going to say this. The phone lines are back open for those who wish to call. Again, I have conversations based off of factual evidence and not your fucking fifis and your fifis. If your fifis include bombing women and children in a sovereign nation, then I have a fucking issue with you. Guys, thank you so much for keeping tapping. Hopefully we can get past this restriction and not have it affect me too much. I would appreciate it. Make sure we are supporting the live in all of the ways that we can. I have 74 left in my goal. If we could help get that down, that would be wonderful. I would appreciate you guys so much for that. Apparently, we're not done. It's one of those days, I guess. Banana Republic, how are you today?
Doing good. So
Can I get your age and what state you voted in? Is that you? Josh, did you come back on a different account?
you know the Rothschilds are in the Epstein file.
Cool. Like, maybe let your balls drop or pretend to let your balls drop to change your voice, because you sound exactly the fucking same. Okay,
I also think he's Johnny.
maybe. I wouldn't be surprised by that. Mr. Persian, Cyprus, Christian nationalist, fuck. All right. Mike Lawler.
Do you think Congress should have a vote if the United States is going to make a whole civilization die?
Again, John, you are parsing here. The fact is, we're talking about energy and civilian infrastructure. If you look at the role Congress has had a vote, and Congress rejected the push by Democrats, many of whom have previously said that this regime needed to go, many of whom have said this regime could not possess a nuclear weapon. Congress rejected the unilateral and immediate withdrawal. So Congress has already taken action. The president is within his legal authorities to conduct this war. He has taken action to obliterate Iran's ballistic missiles program, their naval fleet. The issue remaining really, is with regard to the Strait of Hormuz and the enriched uranium that is hardened, as you pointed out. So the question is the regime, the remaining remnants of this regime, willing to negotiate in good faith or not? That is what is at stake over the next 11 plus hours.
Congressman Mike Lawler from New York. I wasn't parsing, I was quoting, but I appreciate you being with us. Thank you very much for your time. Okay.
That's the thing. Is this like, well, like what Johnny did when he started crashing out? Well, he means the IRGC. Where in that truth does he say that? Because he doesn't fucking say that. You want him to say that. You desperately, and I promise that you are right there with the Republicans in Congress, desperately wanting him to say that he meant the IRGC. But that's not what he said. So you can cope with that the same way that Fox is trying to cope with it too, which apparently you guys are. You're having a hard time. Because again, you've already cushioned yourself in your cope that he lied to you about no new wars. You're already cushy and okay with that and pretzeled yourself good enough for that. But now you have to keep stretching about going after civilian infrastructure. That's going to be a hard one for y'all. Thought I was going to sneeze. Thank you for calling the stream. Can I get your age, state, and who you voted for?
Yeah, 57, Minnesota, and Trump.
Oh, hi, friend. How are you?
Good. The big picture is if we start hitting these civilian infrastructures, the entire world is going to be against us.
Yeah.
Because we're going to get the international community is just going to be like, okay, you fucked around enough. Now we're going to find out.
Well, and I think they're sick of our shit. This isn't strength. This is weakness. This is just throwing your dick around as if it means anything.
I agree with what you said about hitting them hospitals and the infants and shit, because them incubators and shit will stop working eventually and people will die.
Yeah.
So just saying hi and keep on doing your thing.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Bye-bye.
Bye. We love him. Let's get to Fox coping.
Yeah, he sure has. And certainly we were talking about an escalation of significance here. And as you point out, Trey, so succinctly, Iran is a one commodity economy. It's also tied to the global market. But when you let's go back to this post we just got, because that is strong language, because we have many have wondered whether or not the power plants and bridges would have any military nexus or not. A military nexus would be a military target, but while a civilian one perhaps would not be. How do you read this post as it relates to whether or not this is confined to the military nexus or the entire country? And just to, again, for our viewers, just getting this breaking news, let us give it to you again.
They don't know what to do with this. If 1 + 1 is 2, and 2 + 2 is 4, what the hell is this? That's what Fox News just did. Literally on the air, Fox News did that fucking meme. Like, fucking literally, they don't know what to do with this. Can I get big W's for Dawn? Thank you, Dawn, for the $7 on PayPal. The way it does come up, I don't know if anybody's ever gotten PayPal payments. I counted as the whole thing because I don't give a fuck. But it takes off whatever it costs to process it, right? So we don't actually get 7, we get 6-7. Thank you, Dawn. I appreciate you for the 6-7. And also thank you, Dawn, for the 20 on PayPal. Thank you so much for your support, friend. We have missed you on this app. I'm so sorry that you've been so busy. Actually, Dawn, in way of 6-7, if you don't know, I've talked about it before. My children are young. They're in elementary school. They actually hated 6-7. They hated the brain rot. And so I was the one who got to say it to annoy them, which was a very lovely moment as a mother. And now it's just kind of a running joke. We will say it, but we kind of just say it as a running joke of like, this crap. Like, I don't know what this is. So thank you, Dawn. I appreciate you. Now I have to do math. So thanks. Oh, we just get to flip it around. Chickie's gonna love this number.
69. Oh.
69.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. Mia loves that number. Chickie loves this number. That's the one she's got. Okay, now we will move on to Jesse Waters, who is a horrible human being. Please remember that this man, the only reason his wife is because he stalked her and blew her tires out. That's an interesting story you can look into later if you don't know about it. And he's going to cope by saying that bombing infrastructure is not a war crime because we've done war crimes in the past.
Yeah, Democrats calling Trump crazy helps Trump. It makes him look like he's this madman who's totally unrestrained and willing to do anything to...
I don't know what the fuck unrestrained is. I think he meant unrestrained, but sure.
...win the war. So the Iranians look at that and they go, uh-oh, we better sign something. This guy's really willing to...
Except they didn't. They said fuck off.
...do it all, but... I didn't think his tweets were any more bombastic than they usually are, and bombing power plants is not a war crime. Bill Clinton destroyed Serbia's entire energy infrastructure. Both Bushes took out Iraq's electricity grid. Rolling Thunder, North Vietnam, Lyndon Johnson took out the power plants. You do it under the laws of warfare.
No, and those were also war crimes. Those were not good. Those were critiqued. Oh my gosh, Stella, I'll be right there. Sorry, my cat's tripping. Those were also bad. That does not excuse... Yeah, they did it, so we can do it. That's what you guys always do. Either Donald Trump didn't say it or do it, or he didn't, he's allowed to, or he did because other people did it. Okay, Chickie. Okay. W Chickie for the $2 for make it even. Chickie, that doesn't help.
That's an odd number.
Well, it also doesn't 4-5 and 4-7 now. That's what you got. You got both of his numbers now. Good job.
Proportionality, dual use systems, it can be done humanely.
How? How do you humanely take out? Oh, wait, no. How do you humanely take out civilian infrastructure of power plants and bridges? I'll be right back. I gotta open the door for my cat or she's gonna keep yelling at me.
Everyone keep booping the screen, share the live, do all the wonderful things. If you over there on the tube, y'all can call in at any time, 509-795-0412. Guys, make sure let's knock out this goal as soon as possible. Let's keep doing all the wonderful things. Stay engaged. We're only at 22 shares. If everyone holds down that screen, you can share it to all your friends and family. Why don't you guys go do that for me, please? Thank you.
Okay. And then she had the nerve to look at me when I opened the door like, I can come in. Like, get your ass in this room. Okay. Moving on. It gets even worse because this is how you guys all justify it, is with your weird fucking Christian nationalism that is not what Jesus would have wanted. You have this pastor who comes on to CNN as question, and he's going to justify this using God. This is wild. Justify it using God. What's happened? Oh. Chicky, thank you for the 5. Guys, make sure we're doing W's for Chicky. Thank you for the 5 for no. Chicky said no. And also thank you, Justin, for the dollar train. Choo-choo for what are we fixing? We're fixing that, so I can fix that number in just a second. Thank you so much. And Sparky, what'd you do to me? Why would you do this? Hold on, I have to is that how it comes in? Yeah. 7. Because that's how it comes up. So it comes up different. Hold on. Why would you do that? 767, because it comes up different on my screen. Sorry. Okay, hold on. We're going to start here. Hold on. Math. Chicky did 5. Okay. And then Justin did 1. Okay. And then Sparky did 767. Why do you do this to me? Okay, I got it. Well, the calculator got it. I didn't get it. It's fine. Thank you guys. W's for the torture that they give to me with decimal points. Y'all love me so much. I see. Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay. I didn't block your phone number. The phone lines are open. You're not calling B squared. If you call with an unknown, it will not ring. I think Derek is the same guy. So I don't really want to let him up, to be honest. We're going to listen to Christian Apology.
Mark, President Trump escalated his threat to Iran this morning, posting on social media that, quote, a whole civilization will die tonight, never to be brought back again. He said he hopes that doesn't happen, but it probably will. If he follows through on this and Iranian civilians die in U.S. attacks, would that be biblically permissible?
I think it's a great question. It's a part of the uncomfortable reality of living in a fallen world. And so, as the president has said, he does not like what is taking place. He has stated that he doesn't believe God likes what is taking place. But we see war evoked throughout Scripture. We see this nuanced understanding of violence in a fallen world in order to restrain evil. And again, that is what the state has been ordained by God to do, which is to be a terror to bad conduct. However, what we can't get away from is the unfortunate reality that in a fallen world, sometimes violence is just.
Mark, President.
Sometimes violence is just. Which, I mean, to be fair, if you read the Bible, God was not as loving as y'all want him to be, but saying that this attack would be basically greenlit by God is wild. Like, it's wild. You disagree with God? Christian nationalism is a fucking disease. There should be therapy for it. Mike Lawler referenced it, but the clip of Ron Johnson, because there are some people within Congress who are just not glazing his taint, but hoping beyond, I mean, he glazes his taint too, but hoping beyond hope that he's not going to do what the fuck he says he's going to do. Real quick, I did have, We Are the Good People. You said I need to research the testimonies of Iranians. Actually, my wonderful friend and boss, Ari, posted, I don't have it for today. Maybe we'll watch it another day. Or read it another day, I'm sorry. Has posted about two sides to that. So what you can show me and I can see and we find is testimonies from people who support and testimonies from people who don't. You can't just take one or the other. Yeah, Audrey, I have it saved so that I can read it. But here's Ron Johnson, hoping, and he uses the word bluster, hoping it is just bluster, because what he said is not what you want him to have said. Again, he didn't say the IRGC. He just said civilization, which would inquire the entire country, the whole people.
I am hoping and praying that President Trump this really is bluster. I do not want to see us start blowing up civilian infrastructure. I do not want to see that. We are not at war with the Iranian people. You know, we are trying to liberate them.
Yes, unlike Johnny. We are not at war with the Iranian people, and you don't get to decide who is Iranian and who is not. You don't get to decide that. Those people live there. They were born there. That is their home. And here is your guys' favorite person on the right now, which is Marjorie Taylor Greene, in response to his truth. 25th Amendment. She is calling for him to be removed. This is not the first person who's called for this. Not a single bomb has dropped on America. We cannot kill an entire civilization. This is evil and madness. Did you sent somebody a duck video? What are you doing, babe? Blue Falcon, when did I ever say things are fair in Iran? I never said that. I would never say that. That regime is awful to its people. Why would I say that? I just don't think it is our duty to go in and harm them more and fuck shit up. But you guys aren't honest. Unfortunately, there was one person I would classify him as, I classify him as a Nazi, but that's just me, who doesn't understand why you people can't wake up and actually have a fucking backbone. Let me see if I can get it to load now. Come
You
on.
can't say you didn't.
Okay. If you heard his voice, I'm sorry. Here he comes. He's been on the right side of this. He's been on the right side of this about Israel, probably because he's a Nazi, but he's been on the right side of this. Unfortunately, that's just the way it is, and so we got to show that side. He has an audience. He has a platform. We have to show that side.
You can't say you didn't know. Your president just told you on television. We took out their president.
Oh, we are the good people. You think I'm an atheist? I love the Lord. I actually probably follow his teachings more than you do.
Because we want his oil. And at that point, you're an accessory to the crime, whether you want to be or not. And it's at that point that a lot of people should have spoken up and said, I'm out. Not that I hate Trump or don't like his entire program. Lots of things about it I love. I'm grateful. I'd maybe vote for him again, but I can't support theft because it's immoral. But they didn't. You can't.
Why can't you guys speak out against him when he does wrong? Why can't you do that? Why can't we come to that consensus? It is not, that's the problem. I already knew that conversation when Johnny came up this morning was going to be bullshit because he said we have two options. As if, again, you guys live in this idea of a duopoly, of a binary. That only one or the other thing is true. That it's only black and white. It's not. There is nuance. You can say that the United States does not need to be in Iran without saying that you support the IRGC because that's weird. Who's doing that, by the way? Never mind. I'm going to message that to two people, particularly the screenshot I got. Because tell me your platform's fallen without telling me. Anyway, that's just a little tea to drop in that nobody else knows about that I'll post about. People are not saying the IRGC is good. People are not saying, how dare I roll my R's? People are not saying that they're supporting the Iranian regime. I did it again. And how it's harming its people. But I don't know how many times I have to crash out over this. Stop giving me that bullshit that we are helping liberate people. We are not doing that. Are we liberating the people of Cuba by starving them and not letting them have power either? Yeah, Peabody, you can see it. I'll just throw it in the mod chat. It's fine. Are we helping Cuba by doing that? Mark Troublefield, I would agree that no theocracy should exist. I agree. You should not run your governments through theocracy. I hold that same standard when it comes to, and I don't know if you're an op or friendly, so don't take that the wrong way. I'm just mad. I agree with that for every religion. I don't think that Islam should govern your state, your laws, and I don't think that Christianity should govern your state and your laws here in this country, like they are trying to do so desperately. I don't agree with that. Right. Thank you, Jerry. Sending them back to the Stone Ages is helping them? How? How are you liberating the people by doing that? Can you just be honest? Either be honest and say that you hate people who have the faith of Islam, or say that you just glazed Trump's taint. Like, I don't know which one it is for you. And Donald Trump doesn't know which one it is either, because he was asked. He was asked whether, because his statements have been all over the place, is it winding up or is it winding down? Which one is it?
Your messaging on the war has moved from the war is coming to an end to war going to be bombing Iran to the Stone Ages. Right. And we've heard a range of those kind of messages. So which is it? Are you winding this down or are you escalating
I can't tell you. I don't know. I can't.
I don't know. Like, I can't tell you, sure, even though you just completely told everybody what the fuck was going on in regards to the rescue. What do you mean you don't know? Is it winding down or is it winding up? Which one is it?
It depends what they do. This is a critical period.
Oh,
they have a period of, well, till tomorrow at 8 o'clock. I gave them an extension. They asked for an extension of 7 days, right? I said, Steve, give them 10 days. 10 days is up actually today, so I gave them 11, I guess, indirectly. I thought it was inappropriate the day after Easter. I want to be a nice person. They have till tomorrow. Now we'll see what happens.
Your messaging on the war.
He doesn't know. Why? You're basing it off of the decision by the people in Iran. Well, they've cut off diplomatic talks with you. Why? Because why would they talk with you? They have no reason to. Let me do... Where is... Okay. Hold on. I have to put it in there with my phone, but I'll do that one while I get the next one set up. I got them. Have to have a fucking chismosa section. All right. Get to the next thing. B Squared, thank you for the $1.99 super chat to say, did you celebrate what happened to Charlie Kirk? No. I didn't celebrate what happened to Charlie Kirk. I think that political violence is disgusting. I did not agree with anything. Well, that's not true. The only thing I agreed with Charlie Kirk on is that God is transcendent of gender, so he's God is non-binary. I actually agreed with Charlie Kirk on that. Other than that, I didn't agree with much with Charlie Kirk, but I did agree that he had the constitutional right to say it without fear of being shot. So, because that's weird. He can say what the fuck he wants. Let him say it. Just disagree with it. And then let's go down to... How do we want to do this? I have Iran up here, but I think this is all... Okay, so Trump got asked a couple times at the Easter egg roll about this. I apologize for like the horns and shit that's in the background.
Crime
really...
having a nuclear...
Stop. Give me the damn thing. I'm trying to turn it down a little bit because it's like helicopters and like brass and really loud sounds. But he's getting asked, what do you say to those who say hitting power plants could be a war crime, which is crazy to say could because it is. But here is that.
Plants could be a war crime. I'm not worried about it. You know it's a war crime? Having a nuclear weapon. Allowing a sick country with demented leadership have a nuclear weapon. That's a war crime. And if I allowed that to happen, like 7 other presidents did, every president said, you know, many of them are saying be off the record and they're saying behind the scene, they should have done this a long time ago. For 47 years this has been going on, and every one of those presidents should have done it. And actually, as you know, off the record, they're doing it off the record because they haven't got the courage to say it. Those presidents are giving me a lot of credit. It should have been done by Obama, should have been done by Clinton, should have been done by the Bushes. It should have been done. And it would have been a lot easier if it was done a long time ago, right? You agree with me? Sure. You know the war crime? War crime is allowing Iran to have a nuclear...
Which, actually, I have that next clip, so I'll let him continue into this next clip on that. About what, again, it is this justification that you're allowed to attack people because they are trying to get a nuke, which, again, we don't even have evidence of. We don't have evidence of it until about 2020, which is actually 2 years after Donald Trump removed us from the JCPOA. They weren't even, right, having a nuke is not a war crime, using it is. That's the difference. But here we go. This is where you guys get your disgusting rhetoric from, is he's going to go after the fucking people.
Mr. President, how would it not be a war crime to strike Iran's bridges and power plants? Because they killed 45,000 people.
They killed 45,000 people. The Iranian people did? Did the Iranian people do that? Or was it the government? The regime? I thought we separate, right? Wouldn't we want to separate? It wasn't the people.
Last month, more than that. I think it could be as much as 60. They killed protesters. They're animals.
They're animals. Now, I don't think it's okay to call anybody animals, but the IRGC, the regime, is a fucking problem. I agree, they're a fucking problem. But when you say things like that, and you say they killed them, this, without actually saying who you're talking about, you dehumanize an entire group of people. Marion, where is he stated that? How is destroying civilian infrastructure going after the regime? You guys have yet to explain that, other than to say that's the cost. It's the only justification you're giving me, is that is the cost. To save the people, we have to kill the people. You guys are giving me war is peace. That's what you're doing. And that's just cope. Hi, babe. What's up?
Hi.
Hi.
They keep trying to justify it by like the IRGC. What they fail to realize is those desalination plants provide fresh water to 70% of 3 countries in the Gulf.
Yeah. Which, by the way...
Like, you're not just hurting the Iranian people.
Well, and by the way, the IRGC, who you guys hate so much, who I also hate, don't give a fuck. So you're going to bomb the people, and then the IRGC have already threatened to bomb their own desalination fucking facilities.
Do you know what this is giving?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Dubai, Saudi Arabia, like all those countries get 70% of their fresh water from those plants. So anyways, I'll drop down. I got mega Wi-Fi.
You do. Bye, Nom.
The thing that it makes me remind of is, they talked about the Taliban, right?
Yeah.
What happened after we did the pullout the way we did?
Who took over? Did we help? Did we help the people? Don't think we did. Okay. So, oh yeah, he's still talking.
And we have to stop them, and we can't let them have a nuclear weapon. Very simple. They want a nuclear weapon. They've been trying for a long time. I stopped them with the Obama horrible Iran nuclear deal.
I came to a realization yesterday when I was listening to him speak at that press conference. I think he truly thinks that, colloquially, remember, it is the JCPOA. That's what it is. That's what it actually is, right? It's the same thing with ACA and Obamacare. Colloquially, it's Obamacare. Colloquially, it is the Iran nuclear deal. I truly think that he believes that Iran nuclear deal, because that's what's in the name, was some sort of deal to allow them to get nukes. I don't think he's never read that because he can't read. Nobody has described it to him correctly. I don't think he understands what the fuck this is. Marion, you said, go get the news from Fox News or from the people from Israel. That's crazy. Don't get it from the left media. This is the White House. Do you see this? This is a clip that was shared on Twitter from the White House. All right. You okay? This is his words. Okay.
I stopped him in a lot of different ways.
So again, he didn't stop shit. What he actually did was to allow them to, you pulled the muscle out of the JCPOA, which then allowed them to start producing. And even then, when you pulled out in 2018, they did not get above a certain percentage. I think they started hitting like 20% in 2020, if not 60. That might have been when they got higher. I haven't looked at the timeline in a long time. Thank you for calling the stream. Can I get your age, state, and who you voted for?
Age is 40. State is Texas, and I didn't vote for anybody.
Why didn't you vote?
Because the deep state controls the U.S. I mean, why would I
Who's the
vote?
deep state?
These are your Rothschilds, your Rockefellers.
Do you know who the Bilderberg Group is?
Those are the people.
Yeah, I don't talk to Nazis. Okay. Go down here. I don't speak to Nazis. Get help. I don't like.
I'm not a Nazi.
You are. I don't like the. No, that is an anti. Nope, that is an anti-Semitic trope. That is an anti-Semitic trope. I don't like the Israeli government. I don't have any issue with its people. Fuck off. Consent. Oh, so you don't understand consent?
No, quit.
Okay. Since you don't understand it, we're going to teach it to you. That's the block button. Okay. And the reason why I truly believe he believes that is because he pretty much said it yesterday in his press conference. So we're going to play that for you. What are we sitting at here? Guys, we're at 84,000 likes. You guys are rocking the shit out of that. I think we can definitely get to 100,000 before we end today at the top of the hour, so I appreciate you for doing that. Don't forget, I am multi-streaming, so I am over here on Twitch and YouTube. Make sure that you follow and subscribe, or subscribe and join as a member. You can have all these fun things. On Twitch, you can do bits, which, by the way, thank you, Phantom, for the 65 bits that you did an hour ago. I do appreciate you for that. There's stickers and fun things over there. And over here on YouTube, you have gifts, donations, and super chats that you can do as well. Sometimes the chat goes by too fast and I can't actually read the comments when I have 3 chats up. So it's easier for me if you can do super chats to see. $1.99 is the cheapest you can do it if you really want your message read. Why don't I leave America? Because I love America. I am an American. I just want America to do better and not be an imperialist force that goes after people and act like terrorists. I would prefer it if we did not act like terrorists. That would be lovely for me as an American. But keep tapping that screen. I've got the little high bears, the little like gummy bears, if we could get those knocked out over here on TikTok. And I have 3133 left in my goal. If we could get that accomplished too, that would be wonderful. Crude oil is at 115.23, just so we know that we got the little Chiron going to keep that up so that we can keep track of it. And here is Trump and his vast misunderstanding of what the Iran nuclear deal was.
Of their strength. If I didn't terminate the Barack Hussein Obama Iran nuclear deal, they would have had don't forget, that was a path.
Which, by the way, this is just a side note of a funny. I was listening to Matt Nemo last night. Or was it Matt Nemo? No. Who was it? Oh, no, it was Gen X. I was listening to Gen X last night for a little bit before he got off. And he was talking about like who did the JCPOA with this guest, and he was like, well, I assumed the Obama administration. And Gen X was saying like, yeah, I'm sure there was somebody who headed it, right, who like took the lead on making that happen. And somebody in the chat, this is how I know y'all are brainwashed. They wanted a hit piece, they wanted a dig at Hillary Clinton so bad, which I don't even care, like get at that bitch or whatever, but like they wanted a dig at Hillary Clinton so bad that they were like, yeah, it was Hillary Clinton, how quickly we forget our heroes. Except it wasn't, because Hillary Clinton was no longer Secretary of State in 2015. It was actually John motherfucking Kerry. How quick you are to get at a Democrat that you don't like instead of actually, portraying the facts. Anyway, that was just a side note. Sorry.
To a nuclear weapon. Remember this. He chose Iran over Israel, pure and simple. How Israel can vote for a Democrat is if you're Jewish in New York City or any place else in this country, and how you can vote for a Democrat is unbelievable, because he chose.
Also, apparently, Israel votes.
Iran, a very hostile Iran. Remember when he filled up a 757 with cash, billions of dollars of cash?
That's not what happened. As we learned yesterday with the caller who did not know anything, we unfroze their assets.
And he sent it over to them. Then they gave them tens of billions of dollars.
Veteran Hoffman, nobody's disputing that. He said, whether you like him or not, he is the elected president of the United States. Yes, he is. Which is exactly why I am doing this. I did this even when Biden was president. I would critique him, the things he said or the things he didn't say, his decisions, and specifically the decisions or lack of decisions from Congress. I would do that regardless of who is president, because politics affects everything in our lives. Unfortunately, this guy likes to talk too fucking much, so there's a lot of him all the time. But there are some days where I actually don't even talk about him at all. I talk about Congress, how they glaze him, but I talk about Congress.
He chose Iran over Israel and really the Arab world, if you look, because, the other, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, UAE. I mean, you take a look. I mean, I can add Kuwait and I can add Bahrain, and you can add others. He of their strength. If I did.
The Iran nuclear deal was not a pathway to a nuclear weapon. It kept their enrichment down to 3.5%. Him removing it is when they started increasing it. So we're going to go over a little bit of from yesterday. Donald Trump is not very good at knowing what OPSEC is, and you could see that with this interaction with General Kane, because General Kane even said, I don't want to, thank you, Ari, limited to 3.67%. No, Amanda, this is not live. This stuff from yesterday, though. Is General Kane can see the writing on the wall. He said it in the conference yesterday. He said that, well, we might have to do this again, so I don't want to give too much information, which apparently Donald Trump, Ratcliffe, and Hegseth did not get the memo about. And you can see that in this interaction where Donald Trump wants to tell the world how many people we sent over there to rescue these pilots. And General Kane is like, I don't want to talk about that because we might have to do it again. We don't want to give them any information. Don't defy OPSEC.
Can we go back to the weekend? First off, was everyone on board with the operation, or were there people that were trying to talk you out of going through with the operation this weekend?
Not everybody was on board.
Somebody else within
No, there was military people, very professional, that preferred not doing it. These two were totally on board, which was very important. If they weren't, I would have had a little difficulty. But no, there were military people that said, you just don't do this. You don't go into the heart of a very powerful military. This is... Hey, you have countries and countries. You have some countries where military is not their strong suit. This whole thing is militarized like nobody's ever seen before. Half the people are wearing uniforms. And we had people within the military. Usually it's not done. That's one of the reasons. I was surprised. Somebody said it's the only time it's ever been done. I said, that's not possible. But it is possible, because you're going into hundreds of thousands of soldiers along the path. I mean, look at some of the helicopters, how they got hit. So, yeah, there were people within the military that said it's a wise. And don't forget, how many men did you send altogether, approximately, for the operation?
I'd love to keep that a secret.
Okay, well, we are.
And everybody laughs because you have to laugh him off like he's a toddler. Like if you have a toddler who... You know that your friend is having issues in her marriage, but then her toddler comes up to the brunch and is like, Mommy and Daddy don't sleep in the same bed. And you're like, kids are so funny. But you're also like, oh, fuck. What's going on with Michelle? That's exactly what happened here. They were trying to laugh him off, even though he's trying to violate OPSEC. That's what he's trying to fucking do. And General Kane knows that. And so he's like, I'm trying to keep that a secret.
But I will tell you, the number, I'll keep it a secret, but it was hundreds and hundreds of these.
I'm going to keep it a secret, but let me give you an estimate of the number that I'm not supposed to tell you.
People, that's pretty good. Is he central casting? But hundreds of people
central casting
went into this journey. Hundreds of people could have been killed. Forget about the equipment. A lot of equipment. Nobody cares. Hundreds of people could have been killed. So we had people that were within the military that said this is not a wise, and I understood that, but I decided to do it.
But I decided to do it. Wild. Thank you, Patrick, for the 10 on the PayPal. Did you get a live violation yesterday for Trump's presser? I did not, but I did get what we always get when we play Trump or Caroline Leavitt live is the check your sources little notification.
Think that they're being, that there's lies being told, which they're not wrong.
They're not wrong. So, I mean, that does happen. That does... But I didn't get an actual violation. But
Whoa,
W. Patrick,
what?
thank you.
Did you know that Hezbollah had an American journalist?
I wouldn't be surprised by that at all.
Well, American journalist Shelley Kittleson to be released by Iran-backed Iraqi militia.
Oh. Sorry, I was thinking about something. Well,
No,
at
you're
least they're
good.
releasing her.
I don't know.
Or releasing them. Okay. What did I have? And Peepaw was peepawing, as per usual. Again, I don't understand how you can listen to him talk and think that that is a coherent individual.
He scaled cliff faces, bleeding rather profusely, treated his own wounds, and contacted American forces to transmit his location. They have a very sophisticated beeper-type apparatus that is on them at all times. And when they go out on these missions, they make sure they have lots of battery space and they're in good shape. And this one worked really well.
Beeper-type apparatus. He didn't contact us? Yeah, also that. What the fuck is he talking about? Like, they just let him ramble. I don't know why. I should have played this one next, actually. Speaking of defying OPSEC and giving out intelligence just because you can, here is Donald Trump, the President of the United States, talking about what I would assume would be a secret to give weapons to the Kurds for the Kurds to then hand to the people so that they could fight the regime, the IRGC. The problem with that is the Kurds kept them, I guess. The Kurds didn't give them to them. But the fact is he is now relaying that information that he probably shouldn't relay.
They don't have guns. We sent some guns, but the group that was supposed to give, which I said would happen to my people, I said it, I called it exactly. We sent guns, a lot of guns. They were supposed to go to the people so they could fight back against these thugs. You know what happened? The people that they sent them to kept them because they said, what a beautiful gun, I think I'll keep it. So I'm very upset with a certain group of people, and they're going to pay a big price for that. But the Iranian people will fight back as soon as they know they're not going to be shot and as soon as they can get weapons. If they had weapons...
It's going to be hard for them to fight back if we're actively bombing their infrastructure. It's going to be kind of difficult for them to do. Let's move on to some Hegseth real quick. Or no, actually, I put this one down here, but I meant to bring it up first before we move on to Hegseth. Let's get one more of Peepaw. Peepaw was with the kids for the Easter egg roll at the White House. A historically nonpartisan event where children are who don't give a fuck about your ramblings. Peepaw.
I could sign autographs.
I'm so sorry for the fucking noise, but he's talking about signing autographs for them. Look how little they are. Are you fucking kidding me? And also starts talking about the auto pen to kids who could give a fuck.
Oh, can you sell it for $25,000?
Can you sign mine? Can you sign mine?
I'll sell it.
Carolina, do you want to give Grandpa your picture?
one that doesn't want my autograph. Zero. I would say Carolina has zero interest in my autograph. Oh, that's nice. I think I'm going to sign this. That way I say, I drew it. Look, I drew it. Look what I did, everybody.
It's so funny. He's pretending to take credit for a kid's drawing now.
Now, Biden would use the auto pen. He'd have an auto pen problem. Joe Biden. He didn't sign. He was incapable of signing.
He just said Biden. Biden would have used the auto pen. He was incapable of signing. These are children. They just want some fucking candy. You psycho.
So they'd follow him around with this big machine, you know what it's called? An auto pen. And he'd have the auto pen signed for him. He'd take the paper, hand it to his guys, and sign it with an auto pen, give it back. Not too good, right?
Also, even that conversation, regardless of the facts that he's telling kids, he just debunked the whole auto pen thing in that conversation. He said he had a piece of paper. He would hand it to the guys who would use the auto pen. Yeah, that's exactly what the auto pen is supposed to do. The issue with the auto pen, where it would become a problem if you used the auto pen, is if your staff was using the auto pen without the permission of the president. That is where there would be some problem with the auto pen. The usage of it in general is not an issue if he knew what was being signed. So in his own statement right there, him saying he handed the paper off to them and then they used the auto pen. Congratulations, that's the exact way you're supposed to use the auto pen. The same way that Donald Trump did when he signed the 1,500 pardons for the January 6ers, because he damn sure did not sign those individually. That's cute if you think so. Anyway, by the way, also, big W's. I meant to do that too. That's what I was forgetting. I knew I was like paused for a second before I started those videos for a reason. W's to the TikTok chatters. I appreciate you guys, or TikTok tappers, for getting us to 100,000 and over 100,000 now. You guys are fucking awesome. Thank you guys so much. Like I will always say, and I will, your partners will thank you for the dexterity in your fingers. So make sure you guys keep tapping. You guys are doing all the great things. I appreciate you for that. Here is Hegseth. I'm just gonna let him say it. Then I'll stop and interrupt him when, you know.
And to our adversaries watching from Tehran, let this be a clear message. The United States military will go anywhere, at any time, to protect our own and complete the mission. We execute with precision. We control the skies. You see, we flew for 7 hours in daylight over Iran to get the first pilot. And we flew 7 hours in the middle of the night to get the second. And Iran did nothing about it.
Oh, maybe because they already shot down those fucking planes. We control the skies? Then how come they shot down our planes? Huh? What? That's all it is. It is beta Call of Duty. That's all it is. That is all it is. It is vibes. It is so that the fucking Fortnite and Call of Duty bros can go, yeah, yeah. That's it. That's all. That's the only reason. They shot down our planes. We don't control shit in the skies, apparently.
We fight with honor.
Oh,
And
Michael,
under President
did
Trump's
that get
leadership,
you, honey?
we win. So God bless our troops. God bless President Trump. And God bless the United States of America. Thank you.
And I don't have any issue. Thank you to the troops for going to get them. I am so glad that they are safe and on their way home. I don't have any issue with that. But again, with the we control the skies, it's bullshit because they shot down 2 of our planes. And even Fox News is reporting how the rescue mission in and of itself had a lot of problems.
Street Journal today is reporting the complex mission quickly ran into problems, officials said. As the U.S. redirected aircraft in the region to help with the mission, some planned targets, including missile launcher sites, were left untouched. That allowed the Iranians to fire more weapons than usual in recent days, according to officials. The first attempt to rescue this airman actually had to be aborted. 2 H-6 helicopters did take small arms fire from the ground, and the crew members were wounded, but they did safely return to friendly airspace in Kuwait.
Oh, so Pete Hegseth lied when he said that we flew this rescue mission and Iran did nothing about it. Because apparently we had to abort the first attempt at rescue because the helicopters were taking fire from small arms. My whole point in this is that they think you are stupid. Those of you who still support Trump, they think you are dumb. And you keep proving them right. And I don't know why you keep doing that. I don't know why you keep supporting people who blatantly lie to your face within the span of a single 10-minute conversation. Donald Trump will contradict himself from minute 1 to minute 5 in a speech. You let that happen. And I don't know why you can't critique him. I don't know why you can't critique him. I don't know why you can't call him out on his bullshit. I don't know why you pretzel yourself to keep supporting him. You don't have to. You can support this country. You can support the people without supporting him. You absolutely can. You can still keep your conservative values that I would actually like to deconstruct and argue with you on, but you can keep them without glazing him. You can do that. Again, Hegseth is lying to you. See, DFF, what you're going to do now is you're going to pivot, like you guys always do, to Biden. No, I don't think Biden had balls. I don't know what that means, in what context. But no. He was just a man who got put in that position as an easy way to get rid of Trump in 2020. Or in 2021, technically, when he took office. I don't give a fuck about Biden. No. I'm not trading one old, frail man for another old, frail man. I critique Biden all the time. It has been almost daily on this stream. He should never have run again. He should have left it for an open primary. He should never have gone on TV and told the American people that their wallets are fine, that the economy is doing better. I don't give a fuck what the metrics of the stock market were saying. People were not feeling it better. They did not feel better in their wallets. He was a fucking idiot for saying that it was better. That's dumb. But do the same thing for Trump.
Now, guys, again, as this was taking place, there were multiple moving parts here, and I'm told the coordination was at such a high level that the president was directly involved each and every hour to ensure that this was a successful operation. And what's important to note here is that the Pentagon had prepared contingency plans, understanding that when you send more than 100 special forces deep into Iranian enemy territory, things can go wrong. But they were able to conduct these contingency plans in a way that allowed all of these special forces, along with the rescued crew member, to get out of harm's way. And again, we are...
That's great. I am glad that they were able to get out of harm's way. I'm glad they were able to bring him home. Justin, did you get that one? I was going to read it. I was going to read it. So they said that I am a con artist. So in way of being a con artist, it is about that time to do a little grift. So guys, 2133 is what is left in my goal. I know that we can accomplish that. And when we get that accomplished, we can then start to work on Olive's goal, which was not touched today. So guys, make sure that we are doing that. So Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, in both my links and Olive's links. I have 2133 left. Let's do a $1 train, a $2 train, a $5 train, or if you just want to be the hero of the day, you can absolutely knock that entire goal out and we can be done. And I can get my con and my grift over with that David hates so much. David also said that Trump is tough and he stays up all night. Yeah, he's on drugs. I'm not surprised that he stays up all night. Adderall will do that to you. And that I need to pull my head out of pussy. The problem with that is I like pussy. So I like to keep my head there. That's just, I'm sorry to you and your partners that you don't like it. If they need somebody who will get in there and do the deed, they can reach out to me. And then for us Christians out here, now listen, I'm a deconstructing Christian, okay? I went to Baptist church for a long time in my life. If you were a Baptist or you are a Baptist, you know that is some very serious fire, brimstone, crucifixion of Jesus, life. It's very serious. You're very ingrained in it, and you believe that shit for a long time. Now, I am deconstructing. Again, I will always say I'm more of a Christian than you are because I follow red letter Jesus better than y'all do for the most part. But I'm still deconstructing. I don't believe that, the earth flooded or anything like that. So I'm deconstructing. However, this even hurt my heart. What Pete Hegseth said yesterday gets into that religious trauma that you have. Black Jesus, I am behaving. Only in the best ways. It gets into the religious trauma that you have where you still feel the shame and the blasphemy from somebody talking about Jesus like this. And it's gross. It's a gross comparison that he made. And if you are a Christian, you should be disgusted by it. I am not bi, I am pansexual.
When he was finally able to activate his emergency transponder, his first message was simple and it was powerful. He sent a message, God is good. In that moment of isolation and danger, his faith and fighting spirit shone through. You see, shot down on a Friday, Good Friday, hidden in a cave, a crevice, all of Saturday, and rescued on Sunday. Flown out of Iran as the sun was rising on Easter Sunday. A pilot reborn, all home and accounted for, a nation rejoicing. God is good. Despite when
he just compared. Now, again, I will say, I'll preface this. I am glad the pilot is on the way home safe. I am glad. That pilot shouldn't have even been there. Donald Trump put them in that position to have to be there. And that's shitty. As a military brat, that's shitty. He just compared the pilot's rescue to the resurrection, the crucifixion and resurrection of Jesus. I know you weren't listening, Black Jesus, because you are the true Jesus. Why would you listen to that blasphemer? Wild. And you'll take that because, again, Christian nationalism specifically is a fucking disease. That just is what it is. Okay, what do I want to get to? Let's get to some cult of personality, and then I can finish with my funny. I still did not get to the economy, and I did not get to Enton, but that is okay. Oh no, actually, before we do, I can get to Enton. I can get to Enton right now, because I have very specific Enton, and it is polling on Hegseth. So it works perfectly. We did it. We did it, guys. We get to look at our Red Bull good boy golden retriever today, because he has polling on how Hegseth is doing in the public. Yay!
These numbers, again, just look at this.
I'm the devil.
This isn't just on a different planet. This is not just Artemis going around the moon. No. This is in a totally different galaxy. It's in a totally different galaxy. Look at this. Secretary of Defense's net popularity 1 month into the Gulf War, Iraq War, Iran War. Look at this. Pete Hegseth, 30 points underwater. 30 points underwater. What? Look at that compared to Donald Rumsfeld about a month into the Iraq War. He was 48 points above water. Do some quick math with me here. Look at this. 30, 48, what is that? That's a nearly 80-point difference. Nearly an 80-point difference in terms of the net popularity of these two secretaries of defenses, or secretaries of defense. I always get confused with that, where that S goes. Anyway.
Jimmy McDanger, this is the product of public school in America. I graduated top 10 in my class. I was number 7 in GPA, so that's why I was top 10. I was number 7 at the time that they stopped, right? So there's a certain cutoff, I think it was like September or August of my senior year, that they do the cutoff to lock in who is going to be in the top 10. I was 7 at that point. At the time that I graduated, I was the number 3. I was top 3. I was number 3 when I graduated with my GPA. Sweetheart, I know how to read. I know how to research. I know how to critically think. Ruben, are you smart? What's your GPA, Ruben? What was it when you graduated, Ruben? Oh, it's okay, Ruben. You can tell me in a while. I just don't care. Bye! I promise you...
Bye, sandwich!
Bye, sandwich. my schooling was just fine. And actually went to a really fucking poor high school. But I'm smart and I know how to critique. You just don't like that I'm critiquing them. You do not like that I am not glazing their taint. I just refuse. Okay? Now, the American education system is a fucking problem. I agree. I agree. There are ways to fix that with funding, with pulling funding from the administration aspect of it. Okay, if you don't know, it is funded by the states, and the school boards themselves get way too much money at the top, and it is not going down because they believe in trickle down too, even in the school system, where it needs to go. It needs to go to programs, it needs to go to teachers. You don't understand what the Department of Education is, what it does. I don't want to hear it. Cry harder. They don't want you educated. The Republicans do not want you educated so that you can say dumb shit like that and not focus on what the fuck we're actually talking about, which is that Hegseth's popularity is really, really low for the start of a war. So again, this just shows where we are as a culture, as the American people, and this is regardless of your political affiliation. Okay, when we got into the Gulf War, we've been a warmongering society for a long time. And when we got into the Gulf War, and even the Iraq War initially, right, 1 month in, that is what this is, 1 month in, it was very, very popular. The people really were okay with doing this. But we have been so bogged down on... Baby, I'm gonna kill you. In Christian Minecraft. Just kidding. I don't know what to do with you. But people were really okay with it. Until we have gotten so bogged down on war. We're so done with war in the Middle East. We are so done with sending our servicemen and women over there to die that 1 month in and Hegseth is at -30. We don't want to do this anymore. The people don't want to do this anymore.
Hegseth, look at this, way below him. But look at this. Remember, Dick Cheney was the Secretary of Defense during the Gulf War. And about a month in, his net popularity was 62 points above Warder. We're talking an over 90-point difference with Pete Hegseth right now. Dick Cheney was very popular, very, very popular. Pete Hegseth is anything but. They will not be throwing parades for Pete Hegseth based upon his popularity rating.
No, he's probably going to have his own Nuremberg. That's probably what's going to happen to him. So we did get to have Enton. Yay! I'm happy about that. Okay. I'm going to go down to here with the time I got left. All right. So here is Chris Christie, who's still a Republican, but he has long been booted from the party. Because he doesn't glaze Donald Trump's taint, which you guys can't stand. So you boot him from the party that he helped create and foster and claim that he's a rhino, when in all reality, the rhino is Donald Trump. The rhino is what the Tea Party was that MAGA became, that tore apart what the Republican and Conservative Party was. So this is Chris Christie talking about how he has destroyed that piece of the party. Guys, with 12 minutes left, let's make sure we are tapping that screen. I think we can get to 150 before I end. I saw Kayla in there bumping us up, so thank you, Kayla, for motivating the chat. I appreciate that. And also, 21:33 left. Come on, guys, it's like $20. We are ready to get this goal dealt with and done. I believe we can do it, so let's try to get that done as best that we can.
Well, I think the two are divisible, so let me do the first one. I think anybody who follows politics right now can tell there are no principles left in my party. And even for people who agree with some of the stuff the president's doing, if you're really honest with yourself, you know it's not based on principle. He wakes up every morning and tries to figure out what is the best thing for him to do in his self-interest that day. And that day only. And if it changes the next day, he'll change. He's sui generis. He is one of a kind, thankfully. But the real lack of principles is on display every day in the House of Representatives and the United States Senate. These people have become lemmings. They only do what he tells them to do. And not only that, they don't even criticize him when he deserves to be criticized.
You don't criticize him when he deserves to be criticized. You're not going to listen to him because you don't listen to anyone. who's honest about the fact that you should be able to critique him. You don't like that. Your only job now is to glaze his taint. That's all you have. You are losing some people, which is interesting. The people that you are losing. Here is Alex Jones.
Compared to existential threat, how do we 25th Amendment his ass?
The problem is to get the 25th Amendment's harder than impeachment. You have to get 2/3 of the House and 2/3 of the Senate.
So what do we do?
This is Alex fucking Jones. I want you guys to listen to that again. This motherfucker glazed him, helped him get into office. Is he a traitor too? Is he a traitor? Or is he just seeing the writing on the wall that this motherfucker is not popular? He's not helping the American people.
Compared to existential threat, how do we 25th Amendment his ass?
The problem is to get the 25th Amendment's harder than impeachment. You have to get 2/3 of the House and 2/3 of the Senate.
So what do we do?
Tackle Trump and pretend, let him pretend he's president and publicly report that he's going through a health issue and Vance take over. It literally needs to be something like that. It's that bad.
I've known you a long time. You've never called for a internal coup before.
Ever. But that's how dangerous this is. That's how risky it is for the whole
Yeah, if I was the Democrats, I'd stop poking Trump and messing with him. That only makes it worse. Like, you guys need to watch out. This isn't a guy acting like he's crazy. This is real.
Oh, I'm glad you're finally admitting he's actually fucking crazy. Thank you, Alex Jones, for being on our side on that. I'm not a Democrat, but thank you for being on the left side on the fact that he's actually fucking insane. Thank you for admitting that. We've known this for a long time. You didn't give a fuck until now. No, we're going to keep critiquing him because I'm not going to let a fascist win by being quiet.
Well, what's there going to be to take over in 2026 or 2028 if this hits the fan? If we get it, he's threatening an extinction level event for the people of Iran tomorrow. Does nobody think there'll be any blowback from that? If he follows through on that, the whole world is screwed.
You were saying during the break, there's other ways to do this. People need to just, not just tell him the truth, like Susie Walsh said. It's time to just not, say what you just said.
Yeah, well, legally and constitutionally, the vice president is an independent elected official. The same as legally and constitutionally, the only oath any member of the military takes, any member of the State Department takes, any member of the intelligence community takes.
Again, this is a conservative, an uber conservative. And he didn't get to finish that clip, but what he is now going to advocate for is what Donald Trump wanted to hang Democratic and independent members in Congress for saying, which is that the military will need to find their balls. I know that the military tries to take them. I get it. And I love you for your service. But find your balls again. And make sure that you defy unlawful orders. Interesting when he says it. But also, Francis, yes, you're absolutely correct. When Alex Jones is calling you insane, you've got to be completely outside your mind. But you know who is outside their mind? The cult that is MAGA. The cult that is MAGA. Saint Louis. I hope not. I have this bad feeling in my head, but I hope not. But apparently it's not going to matter to people like MAGA and people like Megyn Kelly.
Honestly, Trump could drop a nuke and I'd still vote Republican over those people.
Are y'all okay? Are y'all okay? You would still vote that way, even if they condoned and did drop a nuke. That is a cult. That is not a reasonable human being capable of critical thinking. And she's going to give her reasoning. And I want you to note, it is the same fear-mongering bullshit that does not affect your dinner table that they have always told you. They are hoping that they can coax you into being okay with a use of a nuke in the Middle East by the United States. Using a nuke on another country for the first time since World War II, in the hopes that that is enough to quell you to support it, by fear-mongering you with the same bullshit you guys have been talking about for 30 years. When is the message finally going to fall flat? Is dropping a nuke not enough?
Because they want
Fifth Avenue voter.
In some ways, I really am. But honestly, what they want to do is nuke.
Mark Trouble, yeah, and I would. Couldn't you call patriotism, religion, or any group think as a cult? Yeah, you could. It encompasses a lot, I would say, but to me, there is also a difference between patriotism and nationalism, right? I think nationalism would be more of a cult than patriotism is. I have no problem of you being proud of your country, as long as you are also able to critique it and want better and progress. Whereas nationalism is always this idea of a mythic past, always trying to come back to something or conserve something, and it also requires that you ascribe your nation as the best by oppressing other nations. And I think that that's where the cult aspect would differentiate between patriotism and nationalism.
Our own country, it's like the open border, what they're doing to children, all that stuff is still that.
Got to get the greatest hits in there. Got to get the bumper stickers in there. The immigrants and the trans people. Don't look at the man behind the curtain of the fact that I just said that if he kills civilians by using a fucking nuclear bomb, you should still support. Don't look at the man behind the curtain. Focus on what we've made you angry about for the last 40, 50, 60 fucking years. Immigrants and the LGBTQ.
They would do it all if put back in power. And I think most Republicans know that, which is honestly.
Do most Republicans know that? When is it enough? When is it enough for you to come back? You can be a goddamn conservative. I don't care. Call yourself a fiscal conservative, even though the statistics don't support that. I don't care. Call yourself that if it makes you feel better. You are a conservative. Cool. Be a conservative. Don't be Megyn Kelly. It's gross. What did you say? Oh my God. Okay. Is he in here? If he is, if he's not, whatever, I'm going to say it anyway. W. Oya for the $5 on Venmo. This is in all caps, so I'm going to yell it. I apologize to everybody's ears. Kyle, return the heart of Tafiti now. Has he been in here? Oh, I do love that clip, Eli. I forgot about that clip where she crashed out because Jesus is why. Forgot about that. I can do math. That would be 16, not 15. Oh my God, get off of that screen so I can do it. So W, Oya. Make sure we get W's in there. I'm not seeing W's. And I want to see them. All right. About 2 minutes until I end. I would go over to finish some other stuff. I have a lot. That's how I do with these outlines so much all the time. And it never ends, which is why I can't get to old stuff to get to this stuff. But, yay, we made it to 150. Thank you guys so much for those taps. You guys are fucking awesome. I appreciate it. I'm going to end on this. I think it's kind of funny. I don't know. I don't know what we're doing here. This is reporting that CNN did. But this is about the doubling down because this already happened, already existed, already was going on. They're going to report about Greg Phillips. Okay, Olive. Greg Phillips. He is the head of Trump's FEMA Office of Response and Recovery. That is an important position, right? Response and recovery. So when things go wrong, this is his office's decision how to respond, how quickly, what the recovery is going to be. He's going to talk to you. This is serious, guys. He's going to talk to you, the reporting on how he teleported to a Waffle House. I wish I was kidding.
Tonight, an update to an exclusive K-File report you saw first here on Outfront. New fallout over a top FEMA official's claim that he was teleported, yes, teleported, to a Waffle House. Yes, Waffle House, miles away. Democratic lawmakers have been raising concerns about those comments and about the FEMA official himself, Greg Phillips, after CNN's K-File reporting revealed, among other concerning comments, this claim Phillips made on a podcast last year.
We had a teleport incident, 2 of them, which transported me about 40 miles from where I was in near Albany, Georgia, to the ditch of a church. I end up at a
We'll continue that in just a minute. I just want to make sure we get the W's in here. W, Scotty. Make sure we get big W's to Scotty. Thank you, Scotty, so much for knocking out the complete rest of that goal. You are fucking awesome. You are always in here supporting. The script that you made that Eli recorded for me, I fucking love as well. It's like one of my, I know I haven't played it on here in a while, but I need to. But thank you, Scotty, so much for knocking out that goal. Make sure we get W's in the chat for Scotty for completing that goal for me. So yeah, Greg Phillips, head of FEMA's Office of Response and Recovery, telling a story about how he teleported to a Waffle House. I don't know. Oh yeah, this is some white people shit.
2 of them, which transported me about 40 miles from where I was in near Albany, Georgia, to the ditch of a church. I end up at a Waffle House like 50 miles away from where I was. It was an incredibly frightening moment to experience yourself in your car flying through the air. It was possible. It was real.
K-Files' Andrew Kaczynski broke the story. He's with us now. Andrew, what exactly is Phillips saying now, and how is he explaining these claims?
Brianna, Phillips is doubling down on his teleportation claims in a series of new social media posts over the last week. Phillips, who oversees the government's disaster response, is defending those remarks, saying they were part of a religious experience and citing examples in the Bible, while also accusing critics of taking them out of context. Haters gonna hate. That's what Phillips wrote in one of a handful of comments over the past month.
Look, people are critiquing you for saying you fucking teleported to a Waffle House, and your response is that haters are gonna hate? That's your response to that? I'm not sure. I think they get into it, but there is scripture about Jesus. I guess you could call it teleporting. I don't see why Jesus would teleport you to a Waffle House. I don't know why that's where Jesus would send you.
That lady's eyes.
She's like, this is the news. This is what we're covering today. This is.
Y'all gotta be like, stop laughing in the chat though. I know you've woken up at a Waffle House.
Look, okay, we've all woken up at a Waffle House and not known how we got there, but we never explained it as Jesus and teleportation.
Sherry, yeah, with his car. You ever drove home and then you were like, did I even stop at any of those red lights?
Which way did I take home today? That's exactly what happened to him.
But he ended up at Waffle House.
I've actually never been to a Waffle House, Lanati. There was this place we used to go to get like smothered burritos at like 3 in the fucking morning, but
anyways, we got to take Lanati to a Waffle House.
We do got to take Lanati to a Waffle House at like midnight.
Yeah, that's where you go to fight. You don't even go there for waffles.
No.
You go there to fight a waitress. All right.
Not
Okay,
waiving
bye.
claims, but
Bye.
defending them
Great
and doubling
job, it's
down.
crazy.
All of those coming in the days following CNN's reporting. On True Social, Phillips defended himself by writing in one post, "I have no regrets for my words, nor my faith in my Savior Jesus Christ. The Bible has many examples of the power of God." In that same thread, he then shared a passage from the book of Acts,
There it is.
describing the Apostle Philip being, quote, snatched away by the Holy Spirit and appearing miles away. And when another user asked him directly if he had experienced something like that himself, Phillips responded yes, adding, quote, "The Bible calls it transported or translated." That post has been deleted since our reporting. Now, we asked FEMA...
But did Jesus teleport the Apostle Philip to a Waffle House? Again, I just don't think that that's where Jesus would send you, not you being back.
Last thing, it's kind of funny that he works for FEMA because this is an actual index that FEMA uses for disaster relief. Is
what?
Like severity of storms are
Oh,
based off of if
yeah.
Waffle House is closed or not, because
Yeah.
Waffle House famously never closes.
Like,
So
who was
if-
it? Who was it who said that? Deanna. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not just Floridians. It's like a national thing. If the Waffle House closes, FEMA knows that they're going to have to respond there.
Jesus Christ. It's a crazy way to judge it.
Yeah, because Waffle House never closes. So you know they don't even close when someone gets murdered.
It's true. I will serve you them pancakes as they got the crime scene table.
Yeah, so if they got that door closed, you in for a hurting.
Oh my God.
Okay, bye.
And Phillips, which part was
I'm gonna
taken out of context?
finish this. We got to go rate all of it.
Back, but Phillips did post a lengthy response to our story on True Social on Wednesday, writing that the podcast occurred while undergoing cancer treatment, and, quote, the podcast at the center of this controversy was part of chronicling that journey, and during that journey, things happened that I can't explain. This all comes after Phillips failed to appear at a House Homeland Security meeting last week where he had been scheduled to testify on the impact of the partial shutdown on DHS. That is the agency that oversees FEMA. Now, neither Phillips nor FEMA responded to CNN's question about why he didn't appear, but again, it occurred several days after CNN's reporting. Multiple Democratic lawmakers at that hearing saying that Phillips' past comments made him unfit to lead the Office of Response and Recovery, which sources have told us is one of the most consequential roles at the agency, pointing not only to his claims about teleportation, but his past violent rhetoric about former President Biden and inflammatory comments about migrants. Brianna?
Yeah, I'm shocked. He's a fucking also a giant bigot. But he believes that he teleported, so that's the kind of people working in the office. That's the people we got. Oh, yeah.
I just wanted to say that, you know, sometimes you end up at Waffle House on purpose and sometimes you don't. But each time that I've ended up there on purpose, it's to get my hair braided because Keisha in the back makes a mean all-star breakfast. And she also does really good hair.
You know, it's probably
and she
true.
sells food stamps, so...
She sells food stamps. It's wild, Oya.
If you ain't never been to a Waffle House in the hood, you don't know what the fuck you're missing. It is a one-stop shop.
I worked across from one. I absolutely fucking do.
And I'm not saying you could buy the devil's lettuce there, but I'm saying if you ask for a $4.20 all-star breakfast, you might get a dime bag. I'm just saying, you might. I don't know.
My God. Well, I love it, Oya. We're gonna go raid Olive so we can cause some fuckery over there.
Hell yeah. Let's go be ghetto. Bye.
Bye. Go be ghetto's crazy. All right, guys. I appreciate you so much. Let me get all my thank yous to make sure that I get all of those in there. Thank you, Scotty. Thank you, Patrick. Why don't you load the rest of this? Load them. See more. That would be why. I can read instructions, I swear. Thank you, Scotty. Thank you, Patrick. Thank you, Sparky. Thank you, Dawn. And thank you, Oya. Thank you, Justin. Thank you, Chicky. Thank you, Sarah. And also, thank you, Jason. Thank you guys so much for your support today. I appreciate you guys knocking the fuck out of that goal. Now you want Waffle House? I know breakfast sounds good now. So thank you guys so much. I will be back tomorrow. 10 a.m. Mountain Time, whatever time that is for you guys. As you can see, it's on my screen, but it's going to be on the screen when we go. We are going to go raid Olive. Please start knocking out her goal. It's only 50. She only asked for 50. I know that we can do that. I know we can knock it out. Let's make sure we are supporting her in the same way that you guys support me every single day. And I appreciate you guys so much. So we will be back tomorrow. What's tomorrow? Wednesday at 10 a.m. Mountain Time. Thank you guys. Make sure you're taking care of yourselves. This is a lot. Apparently today was the day that the Nazis and the white supremacists decided to scream. I would also like food stamps. Oh yeah, mine. I got denied for mine, even though we used to get them. So that's fun. Thanks to this admin, probably for reducing the resources. Awesome. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Let's go raid Olive. Do Amani raid in Olives now. Love y'all. Bye. Let me get